applying God's wisdom in your marriages, as stated in the Bible, helps you to know how to speak positive and edifying words to your spouse and relate with each other in genuine love. Wisdom is therefore the principal thing in marriage. A wise woman will always know when and where to present matters before her husband. Marriage is a process that requires wisdom, honesty, commitment, and the ability to trust in its growth and success. Hello everyone, welcome back to Ifechi family. I thought I've already concluded on this wisdom series. I have about 5 parts to it. It's all on a playlist in my channel. If you did not follow it before, please go back and look at those series. They're quite short, and I'm going to try and make this one short as well. This is inspired by 2 people that mentioned to me, oh, it would be a good idea to talk about wisdom in relation to marriage. That's why I'm back here to talk about this. Okay. And I want to use this Bible verse. I want to analyze something just to us to get it, what wisdom in marriage means or entails in a nutshell. Proverbs 24 verse 3 and 4 says, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. Proverbs 24 3 and 4. Often we consider building a house or a home. We think in terms of material things. We think of a property, its location, how we would like to decorate, what furniture we would like to put into it, and so on and so forth. But building a home is actually much more than a material project. A home is much more than a house. It is the place where a family resides, where they interact, and where they build a relationship, as we stated in Proverbs 24. So, there are 3 key ingredients or 3 key elements there. 1, wisdom. 2, understanding. And 3, knowledge. These 3 things are actually very different. Knowledge is basically what we know. In other words, the facts. For example, you may know your husband or your wife's height, weight, shoe size, eye color, and so on and so forth. And you may know what they like to eat and their hobbies. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you fully understand them, him or her. Understanding is knowing how something works. In other words, why someone is the way they are. If I understand my husband or my wife, then you have gone beyond mere facts. If you understand how he or she thinks or what they like, then you've gone a bit further. For example, if your husband or wife hates or don't like shopping, that is a fact. It is something that you already know. You understand that he or her being in crowds makes it worse. If they're hungry or thirsty, makes it worse as well. Then with knowledge and understanding, there are 2 valuable pieces of information there. But without wisdom, they are worthless. Wisdom is the application of knowledge and understanding. That means you can take the 2 facts that you know, which is understanding of why things are the way they are, and then ask God for wisdom on how to deal with the issues as they arise. For example, since you know that your husband or wife does not like shopping, you understand that they do not like crowds, and the experience the situation is worse if they're hungry or thirsty, then it's time to apply wisdom. 1, what do? You only ask your spouse to go shopping only if really, really necessary, or avoid it if you can. 2, if possible, make sure that you go at a time when it will not be so crowded, so since they don't like crowd. Number 4, you can plan a relaxation time so you can stop for coffee and bite, because they get irritated when they're hungry or thirsty. You keep number 4, you keep the trip as short as possible. You see, it's still going to happen, but we're now using wisdom to make it happen. The principle of applying knowledge, wisdom, and understanding can be applied to many different relationship situations. Knowledge is the easiest to attain. Understanding is always much more difficult. We often find in some couples struggle to invest the time and energy into understanding each other. And this can be for many reasons. Some couples often fear being vulnerable with each other. They are frightened that if their spouse really knew them, they might not love them anymore. It's good to be open and transparent. Be vulnerable to each other. It's better for them to know everything about you and know what you are like. That will help them to know how to handle things around you. Do not try to hide anything. Oh, I don't want them to know this, or they will leave me. That means that you are not sure of that relationship. You're not even sure of yourself. So there's no need being like that. Be vulnerable, be open, be transparent. Very important. And vice versa. If you know that your wife does not like certain things, don't say, oh, I like that anyway, so you have to submit to what I like. No, and you start, flagging that submission flag. It does not work. Submission is not subjugation. So you have to understand her as well. Apply wisdom. If she does not like certain things, come to a compromise. Sit down and talk about it. The way you respond is very important. Don't always react when your wife or your husband says something that you don't agree with. Apply wisdom. Don't react. Respond in a calm voice. There are so many ways we can use wisdom in our relationship, in our marriages. And all these problems people have will not be happening. We have to know the things to bring out to social media and the things that we should not. I see a lot of things coming out on social media, and I ask myself this question: why must anybody come out on social media to be talking about, for example, oh, my husband was angry with me last night because I did not oblige to his request, and all that nonsense. These are not things that we should be hearing on social media and such like. Let us apply wisdom in what we do and what we say. Everything is not about content. And let me also say that we apply wisdom when we talk about love. Because sometimes what people think of love is not actually what love is. There's a man who lost his wife after 55 years. He said that when his wife passed away, that he understood what true love is. Because they have loved each other for years. But when she actually passed away, he felt this emptiness. He understood what true love actually is. He said that it is far from romanticism. That's how he put it. True love does not have much to do with eroticism or with sex. Rather, it is linked to work, to complement, to care, and above all, to the true love that two really committed people profess. So, when you talk about love, understand exactly what it's all about. In marriage, wisdom is very important. It does wonders. When you apply wisdom, before you say anything, think about it. If I'm spoken in this way, will I like it? what I'm about to say now to my husband or to my wife, if they speak to me like that, will I like it? That is wisdom. Sometimes it's better to keep quiet if you can't say anything that will uplift the other person. There's so many problems out there. And then you come to your own home where you should have peace. Then you don't have peace due to lack of wisdom. Before the other person says, the other person shouted, you don't want that. Apply wisdom. Talk when it's necessary. If what you're about to say is not going to be edifying, better don't say it. I'm going to stop this video here. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sure we have picked one or two things on this video. Goodbye and God bless.